So something really interesting happened in yesterday's game. The Indiana Fever took on the Phoenix Mercury, and Caitlin Clark had a spectacular game. Kelsey Mitchell had a spectacular game. But when looking at Kelsey Mitchell, she actually got benched in that first half. I think she played the first 6 minutes of the first quarter, and if my memory serves me correctly, she doesn't go back in the game until the third quarter. So what exactly happened with Kelsey Mitchell? For one, we got to go back to what exactly Coach Sides potentially saw that made her take Kelsey Mitchell out of the game and bench her. And then we're going to look at her second half performance, what she did differently, and what she needs to replicate for the rest of the season. I like Kelsey Mitchell, so I thought it's about time I give her a full video. Now, what you're going to notice from these clips in the first half is that Kelsey Mitchell is trying to play a lot of one-on-one basketball. Let's break down this first clip. Notice how off the rebound, Kelsey Mitchell doesn't give the ball to Caitlin Clark. And we haven't seen a whole lot of that all season, but we did see it a lot in the second half. And when she's bringing the ball up the court, she goes and shoots this crazy shot. She doesn't even pass the ball one time. She just calls her own number from the rebound. This was a terrible play. You go all the way down into the paint, you get trapped, and then you come back out to the three-point line to shoot this contested three-point shot over Brittany Griner. This is one of the most disgusting plays I've seen in a very long time. She's trying to be Superman. And these are shots that Kelsey Mitchell is probably accustomed to shooting. If you go back before Caitlin Clark came to the team, she was averaging 18 points on 43% shooting from the field. She was their all-star player. She's their go-to player. She's accustomed to shooting these shots. But then reform has to come. Improvement has to come. She has to stop taking these. Now, once again, look at this film. Kelsey Mitchell off the rebound is bringing the ball up the court. She doesn't give the ball to Caitlin Clark, and she's pushing the pace. And this shot is a better shot off the screen. It was a good look. But at the same time, she does not take advantage of Caitlin Clark's gravity. Caitlin Clark is actually iced out of this entire play. Caitlin Clark always needs to touch the ball. Not because Caitlin Clark is this amazing, great player that, is just so much better than everybody else, but she always needs to touch the ball because you always need to make use of her gravity. If you're Coach Sides, whatever set you're running, whatever play, it needs to be Caitlin Clark touching the ball because two are always going to go with Caitlin. If there's a screen action, two are going to go with Caitlin. And if one goes with Caitlin, then help is obviously going to come. Help is going to come eventually. So what you want to do is make use of that gravity because Steph Curry, on every single play down for the Warriors, Steph Curry is going to touch the ball because Steph Curry has amazing gravity. Caitlin Clark has the Steph Curry gravity of the WNBA. You want her touching the ball. We know this. I'm not going to sit here and pound this point down home, right? So Kelsey Mitchell bringing the ball up the court here, they don't make use of Caitlin Clark, so she shoots a harder shot than it has to be. I do not like this shot, even though the defense made a lapse here. If Kelsey Mitchell could get that open of a shot, because that was a good shot, right? She came off the screen. It was a decent shot. If she can get that open of a shot without Caitlin Clark touching the ball, that should be showing you how open Kelsey Mitchell is going to get if Caitlin Clark does touch the ball. You're going to see that as we go on to these clips. Caitlin Clark, when she has the ball, she draws so much attention that Kelsey Mitchell will have the entire side of the court wide open. I kid you not. She will. So what has to happen in these plays is you have to make use of Caitlin Clark's gravity, and they're not doing it here. If Kelsey Mitchell's bringing the ball up the court, pushing the pace, going this one-on-one hocus pocus crap. Now check out this next play. Kelsey Mitchell takes the ball off an inbound. Caitlin Clark does not touch the ball. She just goes one-on-one, and she makes a shot harder than it has to be. She's going one-on-one. Hard shots is what's following. In the second half, Kelsey Mitchell does not even go one-on-one to score it once. All of her shots are off catch and shoot. They're literally off of her playing in the offense and just waiting for the ball to come to her. You're making these shots as hard as they can possibly be by going one-on-one. This is not what you like to see. This is the last playoff show from the first half. Kelsey Mitchell doesn't shoot the ball here, but I want you to notice how wide open she is in that corner. She's not getting the ball. She's not dribbling at all. She's just playing off ball, and the defender that is guarding her helps off of her, leaving her wide open. They don't end up finding her. She doesn't end up getting the ball here. But I just want you to notice how wide open she is, just to kind of prove my point. Playing one-on-one without Caitlin Clark touching the ball is not something that's desirable because you don't make use of Caitlin Clark's gravity, and you just have regular defense played on you. Like, I'm playing with Caitlin Clark. That means that every single shot I shoot should be easy. If they're not easy, I'm doing something wrong. If I'm playing on ball, the defense is just going to play regular. And if they're playing regular, we don't want regular. We don't want what happened last year. We want this year. And this year we have Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? That's how I think her thought process should be. And we see a lot of that in the second half. So you guys know what happens next. Christie Sides eventually benches Kelsey Mitchell about that 4-minute mark. in the first quarter. She doesn't come back in for the rest of the first half. The second half, she gets back in the game, and she's playing totally different. Her looks are totally different. Her scoring, her brilliance that we saw in that second half was not from one-on-one. So let's check out the first play. Caitlin Clark is pushing the pace in transition, and Kelsey Mitchell just runs ahead, catches the ball, and that's a good timely pass by Caitlin Clark, a bounce pass by Caitlin Clark. Easy shot for Kelsey. It's a catch-and-shoot shot. She's just making use of the attention on Caitlin. What you'll notice is that the defender that picks up Caitlin Clark at about that half-court mark, that defender is actually supposed to be on Kelsey Mitchell. The woman that is supposed to be guarding Caitlin Clark, she's on the other side of the court. This is probably going to be the case for every single play going on in this season. Like, if Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark are running the floor and you have one defender in between them, they're always going to stop and guard Caitlin. Because, for one, Caitlin can shoot that shot from right about where that defender picks up Caitlin. So, if the defender goes with Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin literally could shoot a logo shot from about right there. So, the defender actually has to make a decision based on good reason, right? And Kelsey Mitchell just runs ahead. Just run ahead and go to the corner and wait for the ball. Have trust in Caitlin that she'll find you. Good things happen. Now, check out this next play. What I want you to notice is that Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, they're in the backcourt, and they require 3 defenders. 3 defenders get caught up with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, leaving a 3-on-2 for the Indiana Fever in their favor. Now, they don't end up scoring on this play because I think Kelsey Mitchell probably should have cut. She goes out to the 3-point line, and Alyssa Smith kind of gets in the way. She doesn't know how to run the floor here. But at the end of the day, this is an easier shot for Kelsey Mitchell. It's a lot easier than the shot she was shooting in that first half. She's got a good look, and if she would have cut, that probably would have been a wide open layup when she had that cutting opportunity. So good things are happening when Caitlin Clark is pushing the pace and Kelsey Mitchell is just running the floor. Now check out this next play. We go back to our old ways. Look how difficult this opportunity for Kelsey Mitchell is. She brings the ball up the court, she pushes the pace, and it leads to a turnover. Why does it lead to a turnover? Because she's trying to do this hocus pocus one-on-one crap, and you don't make use of the gravity that Caitlin Clark requires. You don't make use of the fact that this defense is not very good. But when you go one-on-one, you give the defense an ability to guard you regular. Like they're guarding you regular. You want to sit in the corner somewhere, Kelsey. It's not because we're reducing your abilities to just being, a corner sitting, catch and shoot player, but you will benefit from sitting in the corner. Like Kyrie Irving sits in the corner. Like, have you watched the Dallas Mavericks? Kyrie Irving sits in the corner to Luka Doncic. Because you benefit from it, because the defense has so much attention on a Luka Doncic in the same way that the defense has so much attention on a Caitlin Clark, that if Kelsey Mitchell just goes to sit in the corner, good things are going to happen. She's going to get open. She's making the game a lot easier for herself. Now check out this next play. This is arguably Kelsey Mitchell's best play of the entire season. And where did it come from? It came from her just spacing the floor, being a catch and shooter. She gets the ball, one pump fake in there, easy mid-range shot. You're in that mid-range game and you draw the foul because you are a great player. You're not a Josh Green, right? You are a Kelsey Mitchell. You're an all-star player, which means that when the defense helps off of you, they're going to be doing whatever they can to fill in that gap by not letting you have an open shot. So they're going to close out crazy. And when they close out crazy, you draw the foul. It's a great play from Kelsey Mitchell, but it does not come. The biggest play from her, the most clutch play from her, is not her doing this one-on-one hocus pocus bullcrap. That's very telling. The biggest and most clutch play for Kelsey Mitchell is just her spacing the floor. And it's just her one dribble, easy shot. Because she's making use right here of the gravity that Caitlin Clark holds. That's all I'm saying. That's the only message I'm trying to convey right here. All I'm saying is just Kelsey Mitchell space the floor. Things are going to be easier. I'm not saying she can't go one-on-one, but things are going to be easier if she spaced the floor. Now, this is the last play of the game. This is almost like kind of the dagger shot. Kelsey Mitchell is coming off a screen, off-ball screen, and she just catches the ball, easy shot. You love to see it. You love to see it. This is what we want to see from Kelsey. Not what we saw in the first half, but what we saw in the second half, which was her just playing in the flow of the offense. Her not being almost reduced to just, a catch and shoot player, but her acknowledging the fact that if she becomes a catch and shoot player, being her level, good things are going to happen. She's going to open up the whole floor for her team, and she's going to make use of the gravity that Caitlin Clark holds. So this might be part of the reason why Christie Sides benched Kelsey Mitchell in that first half. It might be because Kelsey Mitchell was playing so much one-on-one, and you weren't making use of the way the defense was playing Caitlin Clark, because even the coach said it himself for the Phoenix Mercury. He said that their game plan was just to stack up defenders on Caitlin Clark, and that's what they did. And so if they're going to play so hard on Caitlin, you just need to make yourself in the right position to catch the ball when she gets doubled. Either way, I got a few things to say. For one, Kelsey Mitchell is just kind of bipolar. Like, sometimes she's the best player on this Indiana Fever team, and then sometimes she's just like no better than Erica Wheeler. And with her, it's like, I want her to just fill in her role and stick to it. Success will come with time and trust from Kelsey Mitchell. There has to be time for these players to adjust. Kelsey Mitchell has to adjust and learn her role. She has to be given time to do that, right? But then she also has to trust Caitlin Clark to be able to play her role. And for one, when we're talking about roles, Coach Sides has to firmly establish what the roles for these players are. And maybe that's what we saw in last game, right? But at the end of the day, you have to make sure, if you're Coach Sides, that you tell Kelsey Mitchell, hey, I want you playing off ball. I don't want you with the ball in your hands and going one-on-one. That's Caitlin Clark's job. We're going to keep equipping her. We're going to keep teaching her so she can keep learning how to be able to navigate the defense that is thrown at her. But we want to make a use of it. We're not going to just run away from the fact that this woman draws so much attention on the offense side of the basketball. We're going to make use of that. And we're going to make use of that by putting you in the corner somewhere. And that's not a bad thing. Great players play great playing off ball. Like Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Klay Thompson. These are great players who play off ball. Kyrie Irving, who was an amazing ball handler and who almost kind of plays in the same way Kelsey Mitchell does, he played off ball this year. So it's nothing wrong with playing off ball. It just has to be done correctly. And it's not just, a belittling of your abilities if you don't have the ball in your hands. And I think that's just what has to happen. They have to be given time to adjust. Like, yes, Kelsey Mitchell has been the number one guy for years now. She's been an all-star caliber player, been the number one guy. So obviously we're not just going to expect her to immediately flip the switch and just be amazing off-ball player and just, stop dribbling the ball, for 30 seconds entirely. But what you want to see is time by time, game by game, she's just getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Anyway, I'm out, man. I feel like I'll be rambling on. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. And yeah, I'm out, man. Peace out.